Opening the door to what Dark Flare can potentially hold in the meta and so many other cool ideas. Now make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. Now for those of you that might not remember good old Dark Flare Dragon, he is in fact a level 5 monster that is going to be very relevant because of Dragon Link. But this also provides us with an entry point to use this with Dragon Link. This is something that Sonny brought to my attention, because he was like, you do know that with Dragon Link, we can play Dark Flare, and then we get to send a dragon from the hand of the graveyard to mill a dragon from the deck, and then you get to target something in the graveyard and banish it, but I'm not really too worried about that. I saw a level 5 dragon, I was like, oh, this actually opens up the door to including some quite awesome ideas. And I appreciate that. I really do. We don't get to see enough of ideas like this actually, flourishing out here. Now, there have been so many ideas that you can just pick up and go, hey, it's a level 5. Can we work with this? Is there something that we can do? I mean, that's always going to be the question that you're going to have when you're in the space right now looking for options to try to better your deck. And yeah, I agree. If there's going to be something that works out, then give it a shot. But if not, then I don't really think you're going to care all that much about the idea for this. Also, I mean, it means that you're going to have to play this in Dragon Link, and that might not be something that you want to do. But I will tell you, with Burst Protocol, you are getting that new support, so maybe there is something to this. Maybe there is going to be an idea that's going to catch your eye with Dark Flare that might actually work out. Or I recommend you check out Sonny's video where he's playing Dark Flare and actually showing off the inclusion of this idea, because it does seem really cool. Condemned Dark Witch. This card is an interesting one, because we've seen this pop up every once in a while. Her whole purpose is she gets you the ability to toggle into a level 4 fairy, which is fine, but also she adds a quick play spell card from the deck to the hand on normal summon. OCG's been messing around with this card in, a couple of interesting places. Obviously, what quick play are you going to want to search for? Wait, what's that? Did I hear Forbidden Droplet? Did I hear a board breaker on a normal summon of a monster that does something? Why, yes, you did. That concept is cool, but also being able to toggle into a fairy on the opponent's turn also has some sort of application. When you're looking at Condemned Dark Lord, it's mainly because it's a droplet searcher that you need to get into a board breaker in order to clear the game. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of heavy cost, like losing your normal summon to this. What is her stat line? It is 100. So technically, you could normal summon this, make a link 1, thank you Almirage, after you search for a droplet, and then you could technically go down full Yummy combo. As stupid as that concept actually is, it is a reality that you could be working with on that front. Like I said, the OCG is very full of unique ideas, and Condemned Witch has been something that we have seen. This is not the first time that this idea has been brought up. It's the first time that we've seen it more recently, yes, but okay, I see you. And then we have the World Chalice itself. So something that Japanese Orcust builds have been testing out has been the idea of, what if we were to test the level 5 World Chalice itself? What advantages do we get by building this monster into the deck? What purpose does it serve? Well, you're already playing Izuna and Lupus in the deck. So what if we take that one step further? What if we now include Joe Kuhn into the mix to get the ability to, bring that chalice out of the hand. Well, you got a couple of other things that chalice can now do. The chalice itself can act as full combo because the Galtea does require World Legacy Monster, and the chalice does provide that. But you can also combine them together, and you can make good old River Stormer, which is the exact same thing that you're doing with Crystron at the moment. You're using the Crystron stuff to be able to kind of combo up and do shenanigans. It's interesting to see, how much these level 5 monsters are actually really making an impact on the meta. I didn't realize how much people were going to be testing out these ideas, or really, how much these were going to stick around. But if I'm seeing, 3, 4, 5 different rogue strategies out here that are looking at this and going, oh yeah, you can very easily include this in the deck or go down this path, and deviation will end up here, then we gotta start considering this, man. It's what makes Orcust, really, really solid. But hey, if you don't want to play the World Chalice, you don't have to. I just recommend it as another piece for the deck. Royal Tribute and Gravekeepers. So Logan Jaya made a video talking about anti-meta recently. And the video was really, really cool because it showcased that Gravekeepers as a strategy right now is got a little bit of potential. But the potential you got to understand is, if you can draw if you can go first, so you got to win the dice roll, you can see Necro Valley, and you can see Royal Tribute in a format where there's not a lot of spells and traps, then I feel like you would win pretty much most of these scenarios. And that's a pretty commonplace. It's always been the same test out here for Gravekeepers over and over again. If the deck wins a key dice roll, and you see the combination of those two cards, no shit, I'm going to win the game. And I think that this is just another key example, playing through these scenarios that you've got to think about, man. Potential blowout strategies will always have a particular place in the meta. I can't imagine that this is going to be a major one. But, it's cool to remind people, hey, Gravekeepers, they're still over there. Maybe there is going to be some sort of relevance. Stopping Yummy from being able to pull back their pieces, technically under Necro Valley, is a very good strategy. That in itself will probably win you some free games. But on the flip side of that equation, if they have a way to bounce the Necro Valley or interfere with it, then, you really lost your advantage. Though if your opponent does have to use a Herald of the Arclight to negate an activation of a Necro Valley, then I really feel like you've already won at that point. So, take that for what you will. There is definitely something to be had there. And then I want to mention Sulfachord and Melodious with K9 here. So we do have coming out in Duma Dimensions, you are going to see some more Sulfachord support touching down. We actually just recently had a list touchdown in the TCG that was playing Sulfachord pre the new support, which is crazy to see that somebody was willing to take up that helm and to actually, try to have a successful run with it. I respect that wholeheartedly. Good job for actually accomplishing that. But all jokes aside, these pendulum decks that have access to these level 5s, obviously, Melodious does have a level 5. One of the 2 broken pendulum scales is a 5. So, you've got that in-house energy that's just working out for you. This spins back to the original point with Dark Flare and even, the World Chalice. The K9 cards are very splashable. There are a lot of different engine pieces that you can look at and you can actually take advantage of. And I think you should be looking at these pieces. I think you should be giving these a shot. And I think that there should be some consideration for these pieces kind of branching forward and seeing what, you're going to cook up. It's a lot for consideration, honestly. And I don't know, man. I really do believe that the canine stuff does breed some pretty cool innovation. But what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.